outside. And I've been cold since Friday.
I remember as a younger woman at work, and it's like, oh, you're always cold, and bring a little heater for
I have a
underneath the
heater
desk.
because they have it at very cold, or she'll open the window, turn the fan on. I'm like,
I'm well insulated, so.
You get older, that switches, you'll be sorry. There's no happy medium.
no.
Ingrid, do not. Uh-oh, maybe you can. Maybe you can. I was going to say, do not ask me any questions about Maple Grove Road. I might have my answers. So I'm just warning you.
So, how's the road? Look good?
Well, I can't believe that they, with less than half the truckload to put down up by the railroad tracks, they haven't done that, and I don't know why. I was going to ask
One
you
of my questions.
if the railroad's waiting to do something. And
Was
they
that
don't
at the
finish
crossing?
right across.
Yeah, so they're in charge of that.
Crossing is the railroad.
That's railroad.
Yeah, but how many feet they got?
It's just a square on each side of the tracks.
Right, so I was wondering if they were looking
How are you, John?
to repair 2 or 3 of the railroad ties or something. I don't know. You know what? When you drive over it, it sounds like they're all loose. I mean, you know, like they can clunk under and hit the bottom of your vehicle.
Well, you gotta slow down a little bit.
Hey,
70 miles an hour.
there is no speed limit posted there, so it's as fast as you want to go.
That's what I've heard before. But CNN's had a sign there that says, you know, with a phone number to call.
Right.
Right here, right?
With issues with crossings.
Right, so they haven't, so because they haven't finished that, I'm assuming that's why they haven't
That could
done
be.
the edges and stuff.
Well, I give you permission to ask.
Okay.
Pass it along.
Okay.
Of course, you don't have an answer though.
Here's the number for the.
No, you just answered all your questions right there, because what you just said is exactly what I'll tell you.
You know what?
Thank you.
Okay.
We didn't monitor it as closely with bonding and stuff, and, you know, they parked.
Plus it not being right in front of your house this year.
Well, yeah, but it was, cause they parked all their
Right.
stuff in the house and stuff.
This week,
You
I
know.
can write it down or
Did
something.
you- Oh, he wrote it
I
down.
wrote it down.
81, that's the new bill number.
I will write it down.
There, everybody's got it. Great. 119. Yeah,
Plus tax and carrying charges.
yeah.
And shipping.
Recap my figures.
Good.
Dave,
Hi, Phil, how's it going?
boy, you scared that crap out of the 2 kids that ride with my grandson in college.
When I pulled up there?
Yeah, he said, the police followed me into your driveway.
I did not. They were parked and out of the car before I even walked up there.
Yeah, they thought you were coming for them.
Yeah, but you should have went up and asked for the driver's license and insurance.
Yeah, those are 2 fine young guys. Yeah, they thought they were in big trouble.
Were you scared?
I dropped his notebook off one Friday, and when I pulled up, his grandson and his friends were in the driveway. They were getting ready to go to school. Apparently, I made them a little nervous.
One
They
day,
must have a guilty conscience. They held their own. Yeah.
I don't know if it was Bill or Jerry giving me a ride up to Avery's up here when he was on that little stub of Myers Road and get my car worked done. As soon as we pulled in the driveway, one and pull, you just start puffing it towards the
To the tracks.
Have a nice day.
We had
Can move my stuff if I need
when we used to have a bunch of equipment, we had a friend come over and ask to borrow a dozer. Juan says, yeah, I'm not home, but, you know, it's in the barn, blah, 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 blah. So he comes over and opens the barn, and Stacy happened to be driving through, and he gets out, and when Stacy got out, he unclipped his gun and had his hand like this. He said, who are you? And he said, Oh, he says, I'm a friend of Vaughn's. He says, you are, huh? He says, what are you doing here? So I'm gonna borrow his dozer. And he says, well, I think you ought to get him on the phone.
All right, let's call this meeting to order. Start with the pledge. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, approval of the agenda. The agendas that you have in front of you, I already have them all printed in the books.
So you're on the board.
They just didn't match up to what was in your book.
Oh,
The ones out there are correct, so you won't need to change yours. Number 8, the proposed 2026 office closure dates. And number 9, the Holiday Depot 2025 donation. I entertain a motion to approve as amended.
so moved.
Support.
Motion support to approve the agenda as amended. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Public time.
I wanna know what's going on with Maple Grove Road.
Well,
Name and address?
They're renaming it.
If you're gonna talk.
Oh, Ingrid Lester.
what's going on at Maple Grove Road, I contacted the road commission. And I don't know the exact terminology, he said because of the gap at the train tracks, that is per the railroad. I don't know why, he didn't say, I don't know as if he knew the railroad company said stop. And he said that's why the shoulder restoration hasn't been done, because they wanted to get those train tracks done first. But they said, however, because the train tracks aren't being finished, they may go ahead and do the shoulder restoration possibly this week. Possibly this week. So that's all I can tell you. Thanks for asking. Anybody else?
I live on Myers Road,
Name, address?
Susan Roy, Myers Road. I live on Myers Road. I like to ride my bike, get anywhere. I go north or south on Myers Road. There's no shoulder. Occasionally there's a crack from the tire of the mail truck. If I'm fortunate, when I'm riding my bike and there's traffic, I can go in a driveway. If I'm not fortunate, I end up in a ditch. There are places on Myers Road where there's no ditch and no shoulder, you know, it's dangerous. And I wanna know if there's any thought of doing anything to improve that part, Myers Road. I know it was recently repaved, but it is dangerous for people riding bikes. I do want to comment though that there are many fewer semi-trucks on Myers Road than there used to be. I also want to say that I support the Lapeer District Library and its staff. The staff has the expertise to pick out books. Parents, guardians, legal caregivers know the children, they know their intellectual level, their reading ability, their maturity, and the parents and caregivers know values and beliefs they want to instill in children. And they should be the ones to decide what books to take up. The librarians can order the books to support a broad viewpoint, but the parents and legal guardians, caregivers should be the ones to decide what books the children take up.
All right, just quickly on the Myers Road stuff. There's no paved shoulder, obviously. There is a gravel shoulder. You're telling me there's not enough to feel safe on.
There's not always a gravel shoulder either.
There's gotta be something. I mean, it doesn't,
Well,
but
It's not,
There's
that
nothing,
wide.
there's nothing that, I don't believe there's anything that we're gonna do about this now that the road's done. The road has been done for 3 years now, I'm guessing.
Yeah. At least,
But I can always bring this concern to the road commission.
I was gonna ask you, how close do you live to the subdivision? One to the south there and one to the north end?
I live, close to Deepwood.
Okay, that's the southern one, southerly one, yeah.
I mean,
It's,
Yeah,
yeah, it's the most,
so
it's the one closest to.
do you ride in those?
probably can't ride in that one.
I don't go anywhere. You know, if I wanna go to town, I have to go north or south and, you know, and in front of that apartment building there,
Yeah.
there's no shoulder, and that ditch is just hunks of rock. You know, if I ended up there, I would injure myself.
Well, I'll talk
Both
to the road
sides of the
commission
road.
about taking a look at it.
Yeah, it's just like Newark Road, yeah, Newark Road's a new road, but they didn't put a big
Yeah.
paved shoulder on it either.
I don't care if it's paved, just a shoulder would be nice.
Yeah, if it's gravel though, you know, like you said, the mail trucks come down there and they
Yeah,
stop in
that
one
truck-
spot and you end up with a dip.
Yeah, where the tire track is, it's about that way, you know, a tire track, it's not suitable for that ride.
Anybody else public time?
Can you give my library report for what did you?
No, you can, and I did get that, and I'm sorry, I printed one, I was gonna make copies for the board, and I didn't.
Oh, okay.
So, just go as far as you can on your 3 minutes, and I will supply that to the board, after the meeting if they don't.
I'll try to get through it quick. Good things happening at the library. They had a free costume workshop for children, child tutoring from the Family Literacy Center. For teens, there's painting and Christmas card making. Adults, there's knitting group and a book club. And there will be a mayor candidate forum this week, Thursday, October 16th, from 4:30 to 7:30. I know 2 of the candidates will be there. I don't know if all 3 of them will be there. Our last board meeting was September 25th. Our next meeting is October 16th at 10 o'clock at the American Legion. And I did include the link this time too, where you can go and see our minutes, so you can get an accurate look at what the board is doing. The board business that we had, the director's search update was that we're hoping to have interviews, well, the search firm is hoping to have interviews in the next few weeks. It's reported that some of the candidates have pulled out after reading the negative press, so it's taken a little bit longer than we had hoped. We did conduct a budget hearing, and the budget was approved. A motion was presented to pause book ordering. There's concern over the turnover of the staff, that there's not experienced staff to do the book ordering. So the motion was to pause it. There was discussion. The assistant director stated that by next month that she should have experienced staff in place. So that motion was tabled and will be voted on at this month's meeting, which is also Thursday. We had discussion about a building for sale in Lapeer, the old thumb alarm building at 21. So I presented that to the board just to see if there was an interest. It does not appear that there was. I also made a motion about forming a library advocacy committee because of all the negative press in the library. As far as I know, there's only been one person that expressed interest in that. I invited board members and community members, anybody interested, to email the chairman. Well, I'll find out on Thursday, but I don't think there's a lot of interest in that. Public comments, about 45 people attended, which was nice because this was our new time, our morning time. There's a lot of concern from the public that a lot of people wouldn't be able to attend, but we did have 45 people. Less than 20 people made public comments. Concerns were legal costs, turnover of library staff, board members not having proper training, search firm not producing candidates for a director, material that is not developmentally appropriate being available to minors without parental consent, and minors not being protected from harmful content.
I will get your report printed for the board if they want one. I've got it actually printed on my printer right now. I just didn't make copies. One question for you is, why are you looking for another building?
Oh, well, I've heard a lot from admin that we're running out of room. I've been learning about the book ordering process too. And whenever they get a new book in, they have to take a book out to, put in place of that new book. And that's because of storage. There's not enough room to shelf all the books. I personally am not like really advocating for it, but I just, from the things that I've heard, that I thought it would be a nice option to look at for possibly the admin, not the whole library, but the admin building to move over there and the maintenance building. The way the building is set up, it has offices and a garage, and so I thought it could be, an option for an admin building, the maintenance building, and storage. So that's why I presented it to the board, but as far as I know, there hasn't been any interest.
Anybody else in public? Hearing none, we will move on. The general correspondences for review. This, like I was just telling you guys when we were getting our coffee, there's no fire report. They seem to get very laxed on getting us fire reports. We do have some ambulance numbers here that are sent to me. I don't want to cut into your ambulance report, Bill, but we do get these city rescue incident report sheets, so that's not quite the same as the little wrapped up summary we get from the fire department when they get it out, but we got that to look at. The construction code authority minutes are here. Everything is moving along there. We're working on repaving our parking lot in the back.
Quick project.
I haven't been there, so I don't know if they've got that done or not, so. We did give Lonnie the permission to, cause he had one more quote he was trying to get. We gave him a number, said do not exceed this number, and you can choose whichever company you want to choose.
It's getting near the end of the
It's,
year. to get
November
that done.
15th is the end for asphalt, but still, I'm not sure exactly where the asphalt comes from, if it's Saginaw or the Flint area. And the thing that when you're getting later in the year, that travel time from the plant to your project, the asphalt's cooling down.
Yeah.
And that's what lessens your strength of your asphalt. So, yeah, we're getting towards the end, and
Might be a spring project, huh?
could be, but there's still a little time yet. That brings us to the police report. Dave?
Good morning, everyone. Hey, for September, we took 186 calls for service. We reduced it in half by 18 about other agencies coming into the area and taking complaints. So that's pretty good. We had 11 car crashes last month, 31 traffic stops, and 16 trouble calls. Those are your domestics. Those are the ones that, maybe a little bit, had a little bit of issue with when they show up. And we assisted other agencies in 12 different incidences. 84 property checks, 69 directed patrols, and 107 subdivision checks, which was a little over 17 hours of our time spent in the subdivisions. 5 officers worked last month for a total of 306 hours, and we did have 4 hours of training last month. And next Monday we have mental health training for 3 of us, Stacy, myself, and y'all, for mental.
All right. Good to know.
They could just ask us.
Just how to deal better with the public that are mental health problems.
Good idea.
If somebody has a problem, take your gun away, please.
Our deer action should probably start.
Yeah, sir, yeah.
The last week or so, they have started to pick up. And that's it for me.
Any questions for Dave?
Looks good.
Thank you, sir.
Stay busy.
I don't know, staying busy. I will tell you that we've exceeded last year's number about 2 weeks ago, the highest number we had. And we're on goal to probably be about 700 numbers higher this year than we were last year. So we are a little more active out there. So.
Keep busy. Good.
Well, it's nice having that extra officer too.
Yes, it is.
Job security.
Never goes away.
I don't see a county commissioner. What is it, on our morning dates, that's when that's when there's other townships have meetings as well?
It's the evening, I think,
Is it the evening one that's hard to,
yeah, because Metamora has theirs the same time.
just a little too early to get up maybe?
I'll go along with it.
How about the minutes from the September 8th regular meeting?
I'll make a motion to approve them as presented.
Support.
Motion and support, is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. How about the treasurer's report, Nancy?
Not a whole lot been going on lately, a few payments coming in here and there. Been working on my upcoming newsletter for the winter bill. Have gotten the drain assessments, so I've imported them and working on a few mortgage codes coming in and stuff like that, but
There's a discussion topic on the agenda later on about the spring or fall cleanup.
Yeah,
Whatever the board decides today, I would like to at least find a little blurb on that newsletter instead of waiting until.
oh no, I have a space in the very front of the newsletter waiting to see if we do something with that. And I'll put the information in there. Yeah. So that's about it.
Any questions for Nancy on the treasurer's report?
No, I'll make the motion to approve it.
Support.
Motion support to approve the treasurer's report as presented. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Samantha, the clerk's report, payment of bills.
You've got your updated number. We do have a few road bills in here from the Maple Road project, and then there was one or two for the bridge.
Oh. Was there? I was just gonna ask you if we've got any bills yet for the engineering work, is that what it is?
There's not a description, it just says Peppermill Bridge, so.
When are you gonna start doing that?
That's 26 project.
Yeah.
The money, the ARPA funds have to be spent next year. I knew that we had about 25,000 to 30,000 to spend this year on engineering.
Yeah,
Okay.
there's been a few that have trickled in from that one.
Right, I'll make a motion to pay the bills in the amount of $81,119.53.
Support.
Motion and support to pay the bills in the amount of $81,119.53. Is there any further discussion? Samantha, would you pull the board?
Nancy?
Yes.
Bill?
Yes.
Phil?
Yes.
Scott?
Yes.
Sam? Yes.
Bills are paid. Any other questions for Samantha on clerk business? Okay, when Janelle and I were putting this together, this number 6, Earned Sick Time Act policy, there is no paperwork in here. Was that a discussion topic for today's meeting, or why was that on the agenda?
Oh, I just had to change the, when we first did it in February, when we had to, we were doing the, like, you accrued your hours. I just had to change the wordage for the purpose of the audit, because we're doing the, front loading it. So I just had to change that wordage in there to make Eric happy.
So that's already done?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't need a motion for that, do you?
Just an FYI.
Probably, if you ask for it next year,
So you're just looking for a motion stating that,
to approve the amended, what is it, ESTA
Change.
policy.
Okay, I'll make that motion.
I'll support.
motion and support to approve the word, the amended Earned Sick Time Act policy, basically stating that we front load all employees' sick time per the auditor.
Yep.
Is there any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? carries. Spring or fall cleanup day. Obviously, we didn't get a grant for the fire truck this past spring. So we hadn't heard, so we held off the spring cleanup day, hoping to get the grant for the tire truck for fall. We were notified that I don't think any Lapeer County areas got a grant. There were grants all around us, but nothing from Lapeer County got a grant. We decided to go ahead with the cleanup day, pay for the tire truck ourselves. We just paid a lot of money for that tire truck. We paid, well, Samantha and I were going over the bills when we were talking about the garbage truck, and she thought it was extremely high. But we went back and looked at previous bills, and it wasn't. I don't know why it was so low the previous year.
There was like a few years it was in the 300s, and then some that it was in the 700-800s.
Right, and we were over $700 for the
It was
garbage.
it was 875.
It was in the bills here. So we paid a lot of money for that garbage truck too. And we were very poorly attended. We sat around talking quite a bit because there was nobody here. Could that have been because it was a beautiful fall weekend and people were running up north for the last time of the year? I do think spring cleanup days are better attended than fall. But I'm thinking that for 2026, we skip it. We don't have one. We go in every other year type of a thing for this because of the poor attendance. I mean, when I get a truck and I can only fill it half full of tires, where I've had that thing barely dumping out the back before when I've been so full. So it's obviously the board's decision, but I would recommend to not have any sort of a cleanup day in 2026.
I tend to agree with you, since we had one in the fall, there's not a lot of time between now and the spring, so people aren't gonna accumulate as much.
Right.
And I think spring's probably a better time to do it than the fall. And maybe that gives us more time to get our application in for the tire truck.
No, we will try that again.
We had our application and nobody got it.
Correct, we had it in on time.
Oh, okay.
Nobody in Lapeer County got it.
How much was it last time? Was it 2,000 or, how much was the tire truck?
I haven't got the bill yet.
The tire truck should have been $2,000.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that bill yet.
Oh, okay.
But I know last time we paid for it, it was around $2,000.
Because that's what I think the grant that I asked for was up to $3,000, depending on what the tire company told us.
It is well worth it though, too.
Gets a lot of tires out of here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm in agreement with you. I think skip next year and do the spring of 27.
Did you want to make a
I'll make
mandatory
that
for the
motion.
clerk and treasurer to be there to help?
I'll support
Well,
that.
trustees.
Oh, either one were here this year.
Yes, sir, you're correct.
I was gone.
Me too. That's
Me
why we
too.
want it in the spring, so we can be here.
There's a motion and support to not have a cleanup day in 2026. Look into continuing it in spring of 27. Is there any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Motion carries.
We need a second.
Who was the supporter?
I thought Bill Marshall supported, okay.
Yes.
Do you ever do anything about the blighted homes? Do you contact them in some
did.
way?
We did.
Yeah, and I don't mean, just,
No, we did when we would actually drop them notes and say, hey, cleanup day is coming.
okay.
You
But I mean, not just the one by me,
No,
but
we
but
do.
others, because there's quite a few that could use a help and.
And we did one by you, yours
Yep.
specifically, was
Yep.
Board of North Service.
No, I understand that, I just meant, when you drive through the township, there are a few places that could use some
Sprucing up.
sprucing up and,
All right, number 8, the proposed 2026 office closure dates.
You didn't include Christmas out here.
it's on Friday, we're already closed.
Okay.
Christmas is on a Thursday.
Next year it'll be on a Friday.
Yeah, this is
Why
a
is it
Thursday.
Christmas on here?
So what happened?
It's a Friday.
That's Thursday.
That's for 25.
Or 25, yeah.
But what's on
Thursday.
26?
That's
Oh,
a
this
26.
26, I think
26
it's
will
on
be on
Friday.
Friday.
So
Oh,
back
yeah,
again.
we're-
Right.
I'm like, I'm looking at.
Right, this is for next year's
We can work.
office closure.
Oh, we've already got Christmas this year off.
Right.
This is
Right.
for next year.
That's
Yeah.
next year.
Alright, yeah,
Next year.
26th, the 25th is on a
That's
Friday.
Friday.
Good job, Janelle.
Thanks.
I didn't look hard enough ahead to see what day it fell on, I just noticed Christmas wasn't on here.
Well, we didn't miss Christmas. So any questions or concerns about New Year's Day, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, President's Day, Memorial Day, Labor Day, Veterans Day, or Thanksgiving?
Can I ask a quick question? A lot of places are closed today for Columbus Day. I was actually surprised that you guys
It's
weren't.
because we always have a board meeting on Columbus
Oh.
Day.
Okay,
So like,
so you choose.
there was times where we would, if it was a night meeting that fell on Columbus Day, we would not come to work, but then come to a.
Okay.
Well,
Oh,
I'll make a comment further than that. In past years, we have took Columbus Day and had our board meeting on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
But we were bypassing, for whatever reason, Martin Luther King Day.
Right.
And we just swapped those two out. We put Martin Luther King Day back on and took Columbus Day off. And it messes our schedule up, because we do have a board meeting on Columbus Day.
Yeah, because then not everybody, like the public, gets to notice or catches on that Columbus Day is gonna move our meeting to Tuesday. So,
I don't think it was very many years that we swapped the Martin
Right.
Luther King Day for Columbus Day, but we have swapped it back.
Yeah.
What's today, Columbus Day?
Yep.
That's a-
or maybe
Art-
that's why Greg's not here, maybe he thought we were closed.
Could have been.
Because I know there are some other townships that take today off, but.
Maybe the county did.
Maybe.
Well,
I'm sure they did.
I entertain a motion to approve the holiday office closure dates for 2026. Motion by Marshall, support by Bradford.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And then last on the agenda is the Holiday Depot donation. This was sent to us last year. We had a barrel here at the township. I don't think we did very well filling that barrel, but I don't think that's a reason not to have the barrel.
No, it was full.
Because I found a coat donation that gave me a bunch of coats and I put them in there.
Well,
I
it probably
won't
will.
find that
Yeah.
coat
You
donation
do it again
this
next
year.
year.
Will you clean out your closet?
These were all brand new coats. But I would make the motion that we have Holiday Depot drop a barrel off the township holiday.
Sounds good.
Does that support, Bill?
Yes.
Motion and support to have Holiday Depot drop a donation barrel off at the township. It's gonna tell you in this letter when that's gonna happen, November 3rd. Is there any further discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. We're back to, public time.
Did you hear us down here, Scott?
What?
We're gonna
Put
have
that
that.
in a space where I normally would put cleanup day, I'll put a blurb in there about the
Yes.
drop off box.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No, but what I wanted people to know, if they take the time to read a newsletter, I wanted them to know that there is no cleanup day in 26.
Right. Oh, yeah, I can do that for sure. For sure.
Or
I got
we could even
space.
post it on our,
Website.
yeah, on the website, but just so that they know, because some people kind of
Yeah.
accumulate stuff. and-
Yeah. Waiting for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, public time.
Maybe I could get rid of all my wife's old shoes in my closet.
Not for the
Is
donation
that for
barrel.
donation barrel?
That's for the cleanup day in 27.
I think that's a good one.
How about the reports, Bill? EMS.
Oh,
Aye.
wait, I was, I was gonna say, I was, I was gonna say, 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 I was gonna say,
gonna
I have
speak.
something too, but I'll let you go first.
Okay. I just wanted to address the concern of the turnover of staff. Because as I talked about at the last meeting, there actually is documented harassment of the staff by the board
You would be
majority.
talking the board right now, not me.
Okay, sorry, this was meant to talk to you as well. Which I spoke about at the last meeting. I talked about the harassment, and they were, there was this claim that the librarians hadn't been vetted and so forth. And yes, they have. And also it was brought up that the blaming of the bad press for the difficulty in finding a director. But the board majority is failing to take responsibility for bad press that they've been putting out on social media, because that's where a lot of the negativity is coming from about the library. And then I also wanted to bring up a friend of mine wanted to check out some LGBTQ plus books from the library for her son, because she wanted him to know that not all families look alike, and that if they didn't, that's fine. So she went into the library's website to look up books. What she found was that pretty much every LGBTQ plus book she looked up was listed as missing. Not checked out, but missing. As in no longer in the library. And this is kind of concerning in terms of like the purchasing of books too, because they seem to be kind of avoiding purchasing books, saying that there aren't qualified people that are there to purchase books, when in fact there are. And considering the protracted time that it's been taking to get a library director, it's like you would think they'd want to purchase books ASAP, especially with so many missing books that apparently are there. Thank you.
Can I get your name and address?
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yes, Heidi Helfer and Vivian Drive.
I do know that Samantha and myself do plan on attending a library board meeting. The other one, the last one got past us and we didn't go, and we remembered afterwards, but I would simply, with those comments, ask Peggy to look into the books not being available and report back to us. Anybody else?
Oh, yeah, I do that.
Do you have something you want to say at this public time?
Yeah. So, I want to address the lie that's going around, not just here, but at other townships, any place. It's on the Fight for the First website that the board plans on engaging in discriminatory action, and that we plan to target certain books. But I'm going to show you something, and it's offensive to a lot of people, so if you want to not look, you can not look. But this is a page from a children's book, and it's called It's Perfectly Normal, and there are, make sure the camera can see this.
Just remember, you're addressing us
Okay,
like you told her.
I know, but they like to get me on camera, so. So there are 3 images here. There are images of a heterosexual couple, a lesbian couple, and a gay couple. And for me, if a 6-year-old is looking at these pictures, I am no more or less concerned about the heterosexual couple than I am the homosexual couple. These are images that a 6-year-old is not mature enough to look at. Some parents know about it, a lot of people don't know about it. The librarian that I addressed about this book did not know about it. I did challenge this book, that's no secret. I challenged this book before I became a board member. The first step to challenging a book is to talk to library staff. That's what I did. I showed her this book and I said, do you know about this book? And she said, no, I've never seen that book. So it was on the shelf without the librarian knowing. I know it's there without a lot of parents knowing. So parents, they do not have that knowledge, many of them. Another thing in that book, this is text. It says, sometimes as kids are growing up, they become curious about other kids who are the same gender the same gender as they are or who are a different gender. They may even look at and even touch each other's bodies. This is a perfectly normal kind of exploring. So this book is encouraging kids to sit around and touch each other's bodies. Now, according to the Child Advocacy Center here in Lapeer, peer-to-peer sexual molestation is, it's a thing. It's very common and it happens a lot. So this was very concerning to me. So I put this on my Facebook page, and my Facebook page got shut down for child sexual exploitation for these words, okay? That's the kind of thing I'm fighting against. That's the kind of thing that if it comes before the board as an action where we can put this in a place where 6-year-olds aren't looking at it, I would vote for that. I would vote for that, and whatever I told you when I asked to be appointed still stands. That's what I want. I want inappropriate, I want age development appropriate material for kids. I want parents to know what's there. I want parent control. I do not want to limit anything an adult can go in and check out. So I just want to make that clear.
What was the name of that book, Peggy?
Yeah.
What was the name of that book?
It's perfectly normal. That one is missing from the main branch, but it is available at other branches in an earlier version.
Anybody else? All right. Bill, EMS.
I wasn't at the last meeting, but we're continuing on negotiations with the union and doing the budget. I'll be there next week.
December is EMS's budget month. That's your year end.
I'm sorry, can I say one more thing? It's in regards to the camera that's going around filming every meeting. And I know it's legal to film the public meetings, but it continues after our meetings are over. Every meeting I've been to, it keeps rolling. It picks up personal conversations. Ingrid, you were addressing the board. You talked a lot about your husband's medical issues. The camera kept rolling. It's out there on Facebook. I don't understand that. I don't understand why when the meeting's over, they can't. Whether it's legal or not, just be decent. Shut the camera off. Don't record people's personal conversations.
If that's a remark toward me, I've never been here recording the meeting before.
I didn't say your
So
name.
don't,
I didn't say
but
name,
your
Russell.
friend is looking at me.
Oh, well, that's not illegal either, to look at people in a public place.
Unforgettable.
All right, EMS.
I just gave it to you.
Planning Commission, Phil?
Planning Commission, we had a interesting proposal from a couple guys. It involves a project they had in mind on Churro Road. Sort of maybe like a condo sort of thing with a lot of apartments. The city water line goes right through that piece of property. The city has kind of indicated to them, since that water line goes through their property, they would have access to the sewer and water.
That surprises me because that's the difference of one city manager to the next, I guess.
Yeah,
Whereabouts on Turtle Road?
just to the east of Cliff Drive, on the south side.
Okay.
Right
Oh, yeah,
before
that's big.
Stony Brook.
Yeah, there's like
Yeah.
23 acres back
Yeah.
in there. So, you know, they were kind of feeling out the board to see what we thought about it. So we discussed it, no decision was made. But we did tell them that with our experience with the cities, that the first thing they need to do is have that agreement in writing. If they have that agreement with access to the sewer and water from the city.
Now, is that township property or is that city
Yeah,
property?
township.
Is that annex? Okay.
Take care of that and come back and see us.
If they don't have access to,
City and water, yeah, sewer and water, they
I
can't
mean,
do this project.
but
Right.
sewer's the big one, if you
Yeah.
ask me.
Yeah.
They could put in several wells to service the whole community if they didn't wanna do individuals.
Yeah.
But it's the sewer that's gonna be the big thing.
So it's the same group that just built the apartments behind the medical clinic
Yeah.
there on Baldwin Road.
Okay.
Only they were proposing no 2 stories, it'd all be single story.
But just, if you remember from our agreement with the city of Lapeer, we had like 750 sewer and water taps given to the township to use.
Yeah.
And that's got a sunset date onto it. And I think that sunset date, I'd have to go back and look at the contract, I think it was 25 years. It possibly could have
No,
been
it's
50,
getting close.
or it could have been 50, that's why I'd have to go back and
It's
look.
getting close
It
to
was
25.
I think it was 2008.
That's all, yeah.
2006 was when the agreement first
Yeah,
started.
I thought it was 8.
Yeah, so it's been 19 years.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But
But
maybe it's 50.
it looks like a pretty good project if they can pull off the agreement with the city.
City, yeah. That's been a big problem with anything going on in the city.
So that's their stumbling block. They get past that, they'll be back to see us.
Now, Phil, I'm gonna ask you, because the planning commission is the one that comes up with the overlay districts and such as that. And on 21, I've got a couple that came in here last week, and they wanted to change their zoning. I said, that's not how it works. I mean, you can apply for rezoning with the planning commission. But I said, and that's not what you wanna do either. You want to push your idea to the planning commission, and they're gonna say yes or no to you, on if they agree.
Right.
That's the proper step, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, they're not coming in here and applying for rezoning and then coming to you and talking
Yeah,
about it.
now there's a couple of classes that are exempt from that, which would be industrial and maybe something else.
But on 21, I don't believe it is.
No.
On 24, it is.
Yeah.
Industrial's exempt on 24, but I don't believe industrial's exempt on 21.
Well, maybe we'd have to look at it.
We have to look at it, but it just come up this past week in
Well, what do they want to do?
storage units.
Oh,
But I told them they wanted to live there too, and I says, they're not going to rezone your property for storage units and let you continue living. You're gonna be non-conforming there.
Yeah.
You have to go one or the other, residential or something else.
sorry.
So I don't know what they're going to decide to do, but they may be coming to see you, I would guess, after the first of the year sometime.
Okay.
I told them they're always welcome to come to a planning commission and speak at public time. And I tell a lot of people that, if you wonder why you get some people there at public time, it's because I tell them.
Oh, yeah, a lot of them discuss possible ventures that they got in mind, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But it lets them know whether they should pursue it or not and spend money towards that. So that's helpful.
Okay. Hearing nothing else, meeting adjourned. If you guys want the library report, I got it on my printer right now.
Okay.
Thank you all.
You golf today?
Yep.
I was gonna golf last week and I caught a
You wanna
subpoena.
see this before you shut the camera off?
First subpoena I
Want
caught,
photos?
and
Please stop.
like 3 years.
Why?